All right. So, um, so if you're here, if you're listening, if you're watching this podcast or watching this video, um, clicked on it or what have you, you know what's up. You know what happened. Essentially, what is happening is um, Roe v. Wade is about to be overturned. Pretty much, it's pretty much shot. Like I don't even think "about to" is like the correct phrase. Um, I think it's just like final. Like abortion is banned, and well, not banned, but Roe v. Wade is going to be overturned. So for those who don't understand what Roe v. Wade is, Roe v. Wade is basically a a piece. It's a law, okay? It basically makes it to where um, it's up to the states to decide where they want to draw the line with abortion, as long as it's not an outright ban before, I believe, um, the first trimester. I believe, like it has to be well within the second trimester. Um, any law that like bans abortion basically has to be something like well within like the second trimester, basically, of pregnancy. It cannot be within the first um, within the first trimester, pretty much. We saw stuff like this happening with the Texas abortion law, um, in which they got around it by basically capping it right at the first trimester, pretty much, like right at the end of the first trimester. Um, if I'm correct, feel free. Any ladies who are watching this, feel free to correct me in the comments. Keep in mind, I got out of bed. Actually, I was actually on my way to bed before this stream, so bear with me, please. Please be merciful. Anyways, with there being a massive conservative advantage um, on our Supreme Court, um, on our Supreme Court, we kind of already knew that this was gonna, be happening. Pretty much that Roe v. Wade was under siege potentially and was under threat. Um, yeah, 24 weeks is banned, and later is banned due to viability of the fetus. If born, there is a chance, small it might be, but there is a chance that, and with each week past 24, chance of survival continues to increase. Yeah. Doesn't Roe v. Wade give the bodily autonomy to the woman, and overturning it would hand that decision to the state? Yes, based. I was getting to that. So pretty much, yeah. If Roe v. Wade is overturned, basically this individual states get to decide. Before I talk about the disastrous implications this is going to have for American society, we're going to go ahead and look at the headlines. We're going to go ahead and look at some of these articles. So yeah, yeah, have babies and do the dishes. Oh, and keep your mouth shut. The Supreme Court. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. But anyways, a draft opinion circulated among Supreme Court justices suggests that a majority of high court has thrown support behind overturning the 1973 case Roe v. Wade that legalized abortion nationwide, according to a report published by Politico. Washington, a draft opinion circulated among Supreme Court justices suggests that earlier this year, a majority of them had thrown support behind overturning the 1973 case Roe v. Wade that legalized abortion nationwide. According to a report published Monday night in Politico, it's unclear if the draft represents the court's final word on the matter. The Associated Press could not immediately confirm the authenticity of the draft Politico posted, which, if verified, marks a shocking revelation of the High Court's secretive deliberation process, particularly before a case is formally decided. So basically, I guess what this is meaning is that the court kind of just, acts in the shadows basically and comes up with decisions and stuff beforehand to certain issues and what have you. Which, I mean, yeah, is bad, but also I kind of just figured this was a thing that was happening anyway. There's no way it's not happening. You know what I mean? Um. Uh. Anyways, do I have any mods or anyone who is willing to go from TikTok chat? I mean, from Twitch chat to TikTok chat to moderate. I'm giving mods full power to ban whoever they see fit right now when it comes down to talking about this issue. Um, we are not here to get dubs. We are here to. I am here. I'm holding this stream to make sure that the correct information is out there, and also to stand by uh, the women and the uterus, or the uterus havers in general, that this law is going to, or that this overturning is going to negatively affect. So, and we all know how TikTok, you know what, Vigilante, if you come in, yeah, I'll mod you. I'll make you a mod. And we will just, I'm also scrolling through this seat to see if there's anybody um, who I could trust, who I feel like I could trust with the mod job as well. But yeah, just go ahead and shoot me a shout on TikTok as soon as you. Oh wait, no, Smirk Gently is in. That's fine. We'll mod Smirk Gently. That's fine. They're a comrade, so we'll add them. Smirk Gently, you are now a moderator of my TikTok chat for now. You have full power. You have full power. If someone's making a joke, they should have, or if someone's trying to make a joke, they should watch themselves. This is not the time to be joking. Just instant ban. Like you might have your work cut out for you. They're already at it. All right. But yeah, just instant ban. Now is not the time. Now is not the time. I have work in the morning anyway at 8 o'clock. Now is not the freaking time. Okay. Okay. Where was I? The news outlet published what was labeled as a first draft of the opinion of the court in a case challenging Mississippi's ban on abortion after 15 weeks. A case known as Dobbs v. Jackson, Women's Health Organization. The Supreme Court has yet to issue a ruling in the case, and opinions and even justices' votes have been known to change during the drafting process. The court is expected to rule on the case before its term is up in late June or early July. The draft is signed by Justice Samuel Alito, a member of the court's 6-3 conservative majority, who was appointed by former President George W. Bush. Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. The draft opinion states. Keep in mind, okay, so to know what we're dealing with here. Oh, you're in TikTok chat, Vigilante. Let me see if I can find you. Here, send a message in TikTok chat so that I can find you in TikTok chat, Vigilante, and I can go ahead and give you the powers. Oh, there you are. Okay, got you. Got you. All right. Anyways, so keep in mind that he's saying this about a law that basically protects a woman's right to bodily autonomy and gives and while also at the same time being a balanced law in the eyes of conservatives, right? In the sense that, oh, the power is up to the state and what have you. And it's, none of those, not that like, pesky and very annoying federal power that conservatives hate so much. You know what I mean? It's instead it was at a state level. What's going on? What's going on, Micah, is that you are being promoted. That is what's going on. You're now a mod, Micah. Basically, just go nuts with the bans. If you feel like somebody needs to be banned, just not. Mods have full power tonight. It's a fight house. You guys versus the world. So basically, what is happening is a draft was released about Roe v. Wade basically just getting kneecapped, pretty much. Like Roe v. Wade is essentially going to be overturned. Is what's going on right now. This is insane. It is insane. It is very insane. It is very insane. It sucks. It's scary. It's very scary. We hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled. It adds, referencing the 1992 case Planned Parenthood v. Casey that affirmed Roe's finding of a constitutional right to abortion services, but allowed states to place some constraints on the practice. It is time to head the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives, which, for the most part, around across the country, because people don't typically vote in local elections, because these are not typically advertised, because oftentimes people work on these elections and what have you. There's just not as much of an emphasis to go out and vote vote in your local elections. Because of this, the majority of these representatives tend to be conservatives, or the majority of people people in power on a state level tend to be conservative. I don't think there is a single progressive person that is even running in my area of Ohio. Pretty much everyone running in Ohio, aside from basically Morgan fucking Harper, is a far right conservative endorsed by Donald Trump sort of junkie, and this is scary to me. But then again, it is Ohio, and Ohio is like the Florida of the North anyway. Ohio and Michigan, I guess, are like the Floridas of the North, so I'm really not necessarily surprised. Just kind of, sitting in the trenches, wondering if there's any hope in continuing to fight. But it's important. It's important. It is very important that we don't let this get us down. Okay, that is incredibly important. That we don't, because see, I believe in people. And I believe in the will of the people. And I honestly believe that this is going to be the tipping point. I honestly do believe that we could start seeing Black Lives Matter level protests again, but for women's rights, and but for women and gay rights, because of this. Like, there's already the hornet's nest, I feel like, has been kicked and had gasoline thrown on it enough times at this point, right? With the anti-LGBTQ laws and legislation that has been passed or that has been proposed recently by far-right lawmakers and what have you. And now this, I really do think that things are going to start popping. I'm gonna just say that right now. What's going to end up happening is you're probably going to start seeing there's probably going to be massive protests. I do not expect this to just boil over and this to just be another day in America. No. There's going to be protests. There's going to be many protests, okay? Especially in cities. There's going to be many protests. And I work in the city. Like, I walk around, I work on city grounds, okay? Assisting the homeless. Like, that's what I do for a living. That's my day job. Like, I'm probably going to see a lot of this stuff, okay? This is why it's important, why it's really important that people get active in politics and stop being nihilists, stop being, doomer types. This is just one of those things where I feel like we really got to, people got to put their foot down. You know what I mean? People really have to put their foot down and draw the lines in the sand. They should protest near pro-life churches. 100%. If there's a protest, I will be in my town. I will be there. There are several churches in my town because I'm near white suburbia. I will be protesting in front of these churches. Like, I will be organizing people to go in front of these churches. I'm not trying to start an insurrection. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not starting an insurrection. I'm just saying, I'm simply predicting what's going to happen going forward. Another thing you're going to see is potentially is extreme polarization. This is just another bid. These laws are just are basically what is happening is the Republican Party understands that it's going down and that it's going down in flames because people are leaving the Republican Party in droves. That's why they resort to things such as PragerU and trying to tap into the younger millennial high school kids, Gen Z, Zoomer type audience, right? That's why they've been doing that with not only PragerU, with a lot of their media and a lot of the stuff they've been doing. The Republicans are desperate, so all of these bills are really just ways in which They are trying to desperately hold on to power. So with anti-LGBTQ and anti-LGBTQ, anti-worker, anti oh yeah, anti-woman laws with abortion bans, what have you. What they're doing now is they're polarizing the states. Is what they're doing. You're gonna see a lot of people basically move from red states to blue states. The unfortunate fact of this matter is that we have the Electoral College. So when we move from one state to another because we're afraid of our rights being trampled on in this red state like Tennessee or Texas, in a way, we're still kind of screwing ourselves because now we're going from one lion's mouth basically into another concept wise. Because, yeah, we might have moved away from, the oppressor, but the oppressor is still able to maintain power because of the really bad and rigged electoral college system that disproportionately and unfairly puts power in the hands of red states. Land doesn't vote, people do. Type stuff. I don't think people are leaving the Republican Party in droves. Trump got the second most votes of any president ever, and demographics that have always trended toward Democrats are starting to trend toward Republican. Okay, maybe I was wrong. I think that it was really because I don't think it was that people were leaving the Republican Party. I think it was that people were leaving, were just flocking to Trump because Trump ran on an anti-establishment sort of campaign for the most part, or at least he said he was anti-establishment campaign. He was anti-establishment, which is just proving just how gullible a lot of people in America really are, which is dangerous. But I do think that the Republican Party is in its death throes, and what it's trying, what it's trying to do is desperately hand on to power because the Republicans are really good at rigging the system to work. Populism is popular. Yeah, exactly. Republicans understand ways in which they can rig the system, and that's what they're doing now. Is they're rigging the system to ensure that they remain in power. It doesn't really matter if your opinions are unpopular if I guess they're spread out among the right kinds of spaces and people, basically. So states that have decent electoral power, that do not have, or that have a majority Republican, populace, those places, they want to keep those places, basically. They want to stop the melding together, basically, of ideas and different people, because we all know that typically cities and more urban areas tend to be more left-leaning or tend to be more liberal, so they say, because you have many people from different backgrounds congregating and coming together in the same space, and as a result, you have people that share their experiences and the ways in which they've grown up and lived their lives, or what have you, and you just have that exposure to different people, different cultures, different backgrounds, and that just makes you typically a more liberal person. Liberals tend to be more open-minded. Liberals tend to be more, or liberal thinkers, I should say. I'm saying liberal just to mean like, lefty sort of people or lefty sort of ideas, right? I'm not saying that like I'm a liberal. I'm a leftist. Let me just say that. I'm just saying. But I'm pretty sure those of you who know me, you understand where I'm coming from with this. Because of more integration and mixing within cities, with it being a higher population. Always gotta dig at the liberals. Yeah, always gotta dig at the liberals, man. Because of this mixing and what have you, you have people that are more open to different ideas and what have you, and are oftentimes changed because they've been exposed to something just new or different that's not the typical thing that they've seen in their small conservative ran a town where everyone goes to church and everyone knows all of the pastors in the town and what have you. So yeah. Uh, Republicans got the courts. Trump made sure to appoint judges to the bench before he left. Yeah, that is true. Um, I'm learning all the things right now. Well, I'm glad. I hope you are learning. I hope you are learning something. I hope you are learning something. Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to both chats, but I'm also like going on my own monologue right now because I have a lot that I have a lot to say because I've just been, since this has come out, I've just been thinking of so many things that are most likely going to happen. But I think honestly, this is just another way in which Republicans are just trying to hold on to power in the states that they have it. Basically, just pretty much passing laws that makes it hostile for liberal type people want to live. Pass laws that liberal kinds of people or liberal thinkers typically don't want to be around, or that makes them uncomfortable, so you in a way push them out, or you just further push a boot onto those people, because there's also going to be a lot of people that aren't going to be able to move out as well. I don't think we should move. I think we should just fight. I think we should fight harder in local elections. But with something like, with a devastating blow like Roe v. Wade, that's going to be really hard to do because, and this is the way in which it works, right? On one hand, you want to leave, but because of the fact that your rights are being trounced on. But on the other hand, you can't. Like, what if that's your dad? You know, your family lives there. Your job is there. Like, my job is here, and I love this job. I do what I love for a living. I don't know if I can just leave. You know what I mean? Even if my rights are being trounced on. Yeah, move to a different state to have my rights that should have just been given to me and should just not have been messed with. But I end up in another shitty job, like when I was working at Amazon, or who knows, I could end up somewhere worse. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're discussing the leaked SCOTUS draft. That is what we were discussing. And those jobs need the liberal elite degrees. Yeah. I guess. I'm just kind of reading chat. Yeah, vote 100%. Vote 100%, please. I cannot stress this enough. Find out about your local elections. And, yeah, we shouldn't have to move to get our rights. Yeah, that is true, Purple Keyblade. We shouldn't. We shouldn't have to move just to be allotted basic human rights and decency. Abortion is not banned. It's a state-by-state issue. Abortion's not protected, and that's my problem. Abortion's not a universal thing, and that's my problem. It's not that it's not banned. The fact is that it's not protected. So it can essentially be banned depending on where you live. That's the problem that I'm having. Would you be opposed to a national divorce? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about some Southern successionist crap? Because no. I'm not trying to talk about that. We're fighting. Yeah, we do need to fight. We need to stand our ground for, our rights and what have you. Yeah, the Dems don't fight because they are Republican light. I do believe that. And also because of the fact that, well, they also have like a lot of constituents and what have you who are backing them. I do not believe that this is a reason to stop voting Democrat, because see, here's the thing. The Democrats won't be able to try to reach across the aisle to reach over to, Marjorie Taylor Greene, butter baby. They wouldn't have to reach out to her if she wasn't there to begin with, is the thing. And even then, I've said this many times, I would rather have floor mat Democrats that don't do anything than have Republicans, just rabid Republicans that have, like, their every will and their every move is just taking a dump on the American people. Just saying, how many times can I take a dump on the American people while screaming I'm a patriot? That's basically the Republican Party at this point, pretty much. Just let's see how many times I can take a dump on the American people while convincing them that I'm a freaking patriot. Yeah, you can't build a Big Ten if you have bounces at the front. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, exactly. You can't really do that. This is what bothers me about the Democrats. They want to concede to Republicans who are completely, yeah. It's like, and it creates this narrative that like these are some of the, like, we can talk to these people. You know what I mean? This is kind of what I've been saying for a long time now about why why the left really needs to tone it down and like bring it back with being so, upfront and willing to talk to these people, because for the most part, you're trying to have a conversation. You're trying to have a reasonable conversation with a person who is hell bent on being unreasonable. You're wasting your time. I'm sorry. That's just the way it goes. You are honestly wasting your time. And you're also wasting your time trying to appeal to these people's better nature. And like, it's a problem that I have with the Democrats, right? Like, okay, you're trying to appeal to Republicans. You're trying to appeal to the better nature of people who literally just tried to unalive you at the beginning of last year, right? And said that the guy, your president, was not the real president. All based off a conspiracy, nothing backed up by any sort of facts or reason or logic, data, anything, nothing, right? And that literally led an attack of terror, a terrorist attack on our nation's capital. That's who you're trying to have a decent conversation with? I'm sorry, but that missed me. Honestly, it did. That just flew right over my head, just flew right past me. Okay? You're trying to have a conversation and reach across the aisle at people that will trounce you in 10 seconds. Less than. I would even say a heartbeat. Have you seen some of these crazy ads? Some of the crazy ads that these Republicans are running in some of these cities and states and what have you? These Republican representatives are running? Or the people that who are trying to run for a seat are running? Dear Lord, I am just really glad. My heart goes out to the marginalized groups that live in those states. We're approaching, honestly, and I'm not saying this to fearmonger. It just feels like the masks are coming off, and we are fast approaching some borderline, okay, Jim Crow era shit. Okay, I'ma just be real with you. Thank you for the tier 1 for Antarctic Prime for the tier 1 sub. Thank you for resubbing for 2 months. 2 months. Thank you so much, Antarctic Prime. Good member of the community, a great guy. Love talking to him. Love it when he's in chat. Just fantastic. Really good supporter of mine. Just simply amazing. Mwah. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you so much. You should see you should see some for the mayor of Chicago by me literally saying we need people who think like us. Yeah, it's like it's crazy. It's all crazy. Also, thank you, Cheetown Jacob, for coming in. Everybody who was in Katie's stream the other day remembers Cheetown Jacob. He was there too. Yeah, thank you so much. For coming into the stream. And my God, if you guys could see the storm that is going on in TikTok chat right now, our mod team is going crazy, blocking and banning all these trolls that are in here. They're really trying to distract from the discussion. So thank you to the mod team, people that are in TikTok chat right now. You guys are the MVPs of my stuff. Okay, I really could not do this stuff without you. And holy cow, we've got 12 viewers in Twitch chat. Only 2 more to be to break the record of, or actually 3 more to break the record of how many viewers we've had at max in Twitch chat. Holy crap. Yeah, absolutely, Micah Valentine. If you're not following Micah Valentine or Smirk Gently, 2 of my mods in chat right now, you need to be. They're the real deal. They are the real deal. Real deal. He said this is why Elon had Twitter. Okay, whatever. What about blocking and banning? What happened to the First Amendment? The First Amendment protects you from the government, not me. Run. I am a kaiju. I am running, and I am scooping up humans as I run. Scooping up humans in my giant maw. Har. Yeah, exactly, Gwen. Run. Tell him to run. We're aborting the trolls. Lol. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Anyways, so I haven't even gotten to. I'm probably like halfway through all the stuff I want to talk about actually. Um, so yeah, that video clip. You know exactly what I was talking about, Cryptid. You knew exactly what I was talking about. So honestly, I also think another thing that's gonna happen with with abortion bans, and this is part of the reason why I really don't see how any dude could support anti-abortion bans. I really don't get it. Because listen, I honestly think that with Roe v. Wade being overturned and women's rights basically being gutted, not being protected within our law and within our institutions, you could potentially see um, SA. We could potentially see a jump in SA cases, and the reason I say that is because, man, if you fellas thought you were celibate now, let me just say, and I don't blame women, honestly, for not really wanting to engage in, um, for not wanting to engage in, coitus or what have you. I wouldn't either if my reproductive rights were, at stake. And I also think that this could also cause a lot of the conservative white women, typically conservative white women, because for the most part, when a lot of, not every race, but with a lot of other races, when they do, especially black people, it's a grift. When you just listen to a lot of the like people like Candace Owens, it's a grift. Honestly, I'm gonna just say that. Do I believe that there are some black people and some people of color that are genuinely conservative? Yes, but just bear with me. I honestly think that what's going to happen is that a lot of these Republican women, or currently conservative women, are going to start. These conservative women are going to start switching and leaving the Republican Party because they're going to see that they can be the neck upon which the head of white male supremacy sits, but there's still a boot on their neck too, and assisting that head doesn't really make things that much better for them. For Pete's sake, Lauren Southern has seen this with some of the men she's been dating lately. Okay, she's even seen the mistreatment that these men do to the women that that help and are their accomplices. So I do think we could see a rise in SA because men are not going to be able to get any, and they're going to get very angry when a woman says no. And I think we're going to see a lot of women, even women who are in relationships, that are going to say no when a man is feeling it, because it's scary right now. Women are not in charge of their own reproductive fate right now, or are about to not be in charge of their own reproductive fate. And you're probably going to see a lot of women feel a lot more uncomfortable and a lot more standoffish around a lot of women be more standoffish and uncomfortable around some men here and there. And I'm not even trying to fearmonger. I honestly think that I'm just saying how I would act in this case if I was a woman. And I'm a cis hetero man. And I'm just saying how I would act if I was a woman. And I do not blame women at all for being a bit, kind of wary, even more wary than they already are, around men. Sex toys are gonna see a boom. that is true. But then there are red states that already have laws restricting toys, so that do they really? I didn't even know that. Bro, are you serious? Bro. Lol, are you sure? I'm pretty sure that I am straight, yes. So anyways, really, why? So much for America. Huh? There's a limit. I feel like in if there's Texas passed that law, I feel like that's projection and insecurity. Just say that. Um, you watch Hasanabi? I do sometimes. I do watch Hassan sometimes. Some of his takes are, but I find him. I find Hassan entertaining. I find Hassan to be an entertaining person, and I feel like that's what his content is there for mostly. I watch a lot of lefty creators, not just Hassan and Vosh. I watch a lot of lefty creators. I like Shark. Shark's a pretty good one, and he's black, so you guys should go watch. You guys all should go watch Shark and Endless Cemetery as well. Go follow him too. It's gonna affect young girls the most. Did you see the thread on Twitter on how girls in junior high and high school are more likely to be preyed upon? Yeah, I did see that because consciously, the goat himself consciously actually made a video about those tweets, about how typically the majority of teen pregnancies happen between yeah what was it called? Sorry, I'm reading both chats and it's throwing a wrench in my gears every time. You guys are amazing. Yeah, how the majority of teen pregnancies are between a man in his 20s, not a 20-year-old man, but a man in his 20s and an underage girl like in ages 13 to 16 or some crap like that. Like that's wild, dude. I don't think it's 13. I think it's like 14 or 15. That's wild, yo. That is wild. That is crazy. But yet we never really teach our young boys not to view women. Yeah, it's very nasty. We never really teach our young boys how to respect women. Yeah, vigilante, go look it up. Go look it up. Or somebody posted in the Discord server. Somebody post the tweets or something in general in the Discord server. You have permission to post that in general. Go find it. Go find the article posted in general in the Discord. Yeah, go look it up. It's a thing. It's a true thing. Yeah. Tell it like it was. Tell it like you did it. 100%. Yeah, it is grape. It is statutory. It is statutory grape. It is. Although I have not agree with one thing you have said, you are very well spoken. Thank you, but I don't think you should be here. Sorry, I don't think you should be here. You think the party that keeps talking about groomers would be all over this yet? Yeah, right. But yet they talk about. Is that it? Is that it right there? Is that it right there? Did you just link it, Myopic? Because if you did, you're freaking amazing. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a 1 year difference, Vigilante, and at that point, the Romeo and Juliet clause can come in when you're 18 and she's 17, or vice versa. I've seen it go both ways. Okay, technically, me and Paige would have been at that point at some point if we had known each other back then, because she's a half a year or a year younger than me. Like it happens all the time. That's nothing. Me as the primaries and midterms. Yeah, we have to go out and vote in the primaries and the midterms. 100%. Yeah, it's usually 4 years at most. Adult males were fathers of 24.3% of babies born to mothers age 11 to what? The mean age of fathers was 22.7 years. Adult males were fathers of 26.8% of babies born to mothers age 13 to 14 years. That's crazy, and that's disgusting. That is crazy, and that is disgusting. That is very much disgusting. Oh my god, that is so disgusting. Voting is harm reduction at this point. It is harm reduction. It very much is. It very much is just harm reduction at this point. But that's the way that's what we got to do, you know? That's just what that's really just what we have to do. Hold on, I'm editing moderators so that I'm trying to hit somebody who is not in, who I know is most likely not in chat right now. I don't think Critters Offline is in chat right now, but I know I can trust Jay Blue Eyes to also be a moderator. So yeah, and we need the mods for this. We're gonna need mods for this stream because This is hyper safe space mode right now with what's going on. Hyper safe space mode. Like, just this is a bulwark. This is a hedge, a bulwark right now. We are here to prioritize the feelings of uterus havers who are very scared right now. That is what we are doing. We are forming a kaiju bulwark. You know what I mean? Kaiju hedge right now. I don't like harm reduction, but that's just really what we have to do. One step forward, 60 years back. Absolutely. Yeah, that is basically what's happening right now. One step forward, 60 years back. Like I said, I do believe that SA is gonna the SA cases are going to shoot up there. They are gonna shoot up there. I really do believe that, because men are gonna get mad when women say no, and then, you know, one thing's gonna lead to another. I'm more scared for my daughter. It's getting to the point where I'm losing hope that I can keep her safe. There's also the child bride thing in America, but I don't know the statistic. Yeah, so basically there are maybe like 4 or 5 states that have outlawed child marriage, pretty much. Ohio is not one of them. And this also has to do with like age of consent laws being at like 16 and what have you. Yeah, there's that. And then also, the fact that the majority of these states tend to be red states who pass or who allow child marriages, but also want to say that, you know, the LGBTQ plus community is coming to steal your children. I would love to know the statistics on gay people that marry kids. I don't think it's that high. I'm gonna just go out and put my bets on that right now. It's probably not that high. And there's probably a specific racial demographic of people that are engaging in the child marriages and what have you. It's wild projection. Yeah, it is wild projection. Yeah, we do have to fight back now. We really do. We very much do. We very much do. So what else was I going to say that was going to happen? Like I said earlier, for those of you who were not around when I was saying it, I think this is a way in which the Republicans are trying to polarize the states and basically make it to where they still are able to hold on to power by forcing people to move out of red states and into blue states, because of the fact that the red states are taking away people's rights, or taking away the rights of, or hitting the rights of that are typically expressed by people that don't vote conservative, that don't tend to vote conservative for the most part. We do have to fight back. I do think so. I don't know. I think there's gonna be. I think, like I said, I think there's gonna be a lot of protests going forward. If this isn't fixed by the time I have a daughter and they are older, I will commit a felony. Don't admit that. Don't admit that, vigilante. Don't admit that. What's the topic? The topic is the fact that the Supreme Court is basically is going to overturn Roe v. Wade in the fall. Is what's going to happen. The Supreme Court is going to overturn Roe v. Wade in the fall, and this is going to also lead to very bad for anyone living in Ohio, because there was a law that was just proposed about basically we've all committed strings. Shh. There was a law that was proposed in Ohio that would basically ban abortion, period. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts, no exceptions. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and look at that. Let's go ahead and look at that. Let's go ahead and look at that Ohio abortion law. Ohio abortion ban. Like, it was some crazy crap. It was some crazy stuff. Actually, I want to find that YouTube video. I want to find that YouTube video. Here it is. All right, I think this is it. I want you guys to listen to this. If I can watch it. Because this is some vile shit, okay? This is some vile BS, in my opinion.
When can we do that? Since we started working with BDO.
People who know BDO.
This is some vile crap,
My
okay?
understanding is that this bill, if it becomes law, has no rape exception. So under this bill, if a 13-year-old girl, let's say, was raped by a serial rapist, broke into her house, or maybe more likely, raped by a family member, which occurs.
Sorry if you guys,
unfortunately.
I hope everybody can hear this clearly. Here, let me move the mic a little bit closer. Actually, you know what? Let me turn up the gain on my mic a little bit so that you guys can hear it. Hello? The problem is I don't want my mic to clip so much. But, yeah. Anyways.
This bill would require this 13-year-old to carry this felon's fetus to term, regardless of any emotional or psychological damage or trauma that may be inflicted upon this 13-year-old girl to deliver this felon's fetus. Is that right?
Through the chair. Rape is a difficult issue.
Oh, are you about to explain that to me? You know who she looks like? You know what she looks like? She looks like a mixture of Voldemort and E.T. That's what she looks like. And I'm not just saying that. I genuinely, like, this is how I feel looking at that woman's face. Like, no. Actually, you know what she looks like? She looks like Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. That's who she looks like. An even worse Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. Look at me and tell me as she moves her lips that that's not a turtle.
And it emotionally scars the individual, all or in part, for the rest of their life. Just as child.
She who shall not phone home! I can't. Smirking gently, I can't.
Child abuse does. But if a baby is created, it is a human life. And whether that mother ends that pregnancy or not, the scars will.
She's about to get so worse. It's about to get so much worse.
Will not go away. Period. It is a shame that it happens, but there's an opportunity for that woman, no matter how young or old she is, to make a determination about what she's going to do to help that life be a productive human being.
So I'm not even a woman. I don't even have a fetus. I'm not fetus. I don't even have a uterus, and I don't even want to continue listening to this. If I'm gonna be completely freaking honest with you, I'm not even the person that is the target for this right now, and I don't want to listen to this. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I was in that courtroom, I probably would have been put out. I'm not lying. You can ask Paige. When they first passed the abortion law in Mason, back when we lived in Mason, I was in that room when they were passing that law, and I was actively saying things when it was not my turn to speak. I'm not lying. I am not lying. I straight up looked at a guy who compared it to the Holocaust, and I told him, and I said this in front of the entire room full of people, that he was very anti-Semitic for doing that. Very anti-Semitic. I said that out loud in the room. Did not care. They would have had to throw me out of here. I'm not lying. I don't have kids. I am not. My fiance is not pregnant. I'm not a woman. I don't have a uterus. None of that. But even I don't want to hear this. Partially because I know that she's faking it. I know she's faking it with what she's saying right now. She's saying this because she's paid to do it. That is what it is. She has donors. She has backers that are paying her to say this BS right now. That's what's going on. Okay? The biggest thing is these people want you to continue to have babies against your will because they want to punish women for not having sex with them, and because they want to punish us millennials and us Gen Z for not pumping out children fast enough and keeping ourselves in poverty, trying to raise children, because we're too much We're trying too hard to just figure out how to live, how we're going to pay rent and live and what have you on jobs that do not pay us enough to live off of. Oh yeah, I know it is. I know it's rooted in that vigilante. I know it is. I know it 100% is. Exactly. Not enough slaves for their services. Yeah, not enough slaves for their services. They're mad that people are protesting their working conditions. So they're like, okay, well fine then. We're gonna make it so that you have no choice but to bear the next labor force. Bear the next labor force or go to jail. The choice is yours. And that's basically what they're saying. Bear the next labor force or go to jail. That is basically what these people are saying right now.
Being. She can choose to raise the child. She can choose to give that child to a loving family member.
Oh my God! First off, you don't know the real strange part is that you don't even know if that family is a loving family, or even if that family member is gonna love your child the way in which you were potentially going to love your child. Because, like, there are people who adopt and do crap like this they do it as publicity stunts. They do it. A lot of these like suburban white people. They do this crap as a publicity stunt and to make themselves look good. They'll adopt children. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm lying. I'm sure we all know people in both Twitch and TikTok chat. I'm sure both of you guys, both of my audiences know people, right? Know people who do that kind of stuff. So, I have a feeling contraceptives will be attacked. Oh yeah, they're already being attacked. Fragged. Thank you for coming into the Twitch chat, by the way. Yeah, contraceptives have already been they're already poking at the contraceptives, at getting rid of contraceptives. Oh yeah, because the point again is to not protect children, but is to it is to ensure that they have a labor force to continue the capitalist hegemony. That's what the capitalist white supremacist hegemony. That's what they're trying to. That's really what they're trying to do right now. Also, dang it, I forget where else I was gonna go, but it's gonna come back to me. My mind is running at so many. It's running so fast right now. It's gonna come back to me. Trust me. They basically sell adopted kids off. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, they do sell children in these with adoption agencies. Basically, do sell children. Yeah, they do. And the child might I believe the price of the child is differs depending on the race and age of the child too. Race, age, sex of the child. All of that plays a part and yeah, it's basically, I feel like that's kind of trafficking. When you're basically talking women out of getting abortions so that you can then take their children and then sell their children. Yeah, tell me how that's not in some way, shape, or form a form of trafficking. Miss me with any sort of counter argument, please. So much money in the adoption industry. Yeah, there's so much money in this industry.
Or to give it to someone else. And that child can grow up and be something magnificent, a wonderful family.
What about the mother who was on track to being, I don't know, a brain surgeon who made a mistake one night and now she has to drop out of college because you've made it to where she now can't get... That's another thing. This is probably going to ruin the careers of a lot of people, both men and women. Because, I mean, if I was a woman and I went down, I'm taking the dude with me. Oh no, you're signing this birth certificate. You are paying me child support as soon as you are eligible. Like, yeah. Anyways, you said, you think holding open border would actually be better at upholding capitalist hegemony? Well, they both can, but I'm more for, open border type stuff than, and that's just something we might disagree on, but, I don't really see a reason for it. Like, we can, that's another topic. That's another topic for another day. But I think this is going to uphold the future of the capitalist, hegemony and what have you. Oh yeah, that's right. Because you actually believe in capitalism, myopic times. That's right. That's why. And remember that creator who laid out the financial career deficit over 10 whites to have what? Oh, okay. On how much money, how much status women lose on showering. Okay, yeah. Um,
Only person cure cancer, etc.
it's always this is always the argument too. It's like that baby could have cured cancer. Okay, so could that mother. That mother could have cured cancer. What about her? She could have cured cancer. Like she could have cured cancer. But see, here's the thing. Again, people, listen, okay? They don't care about you women. They don't. Any of you people that have a uterus, to Republican politicians, the height of your existence is bearing a child. That's it. That's it. They don't care about any dreams or aspirations you don't have. As soon as you start talking about anything that's not barefoot and pregnant and worshiping God, they start tuning it out, okay? They don't care. They're like, just shut up and have kids already. That's the narrative, and that's the narrative that's being pushed with a lot of these far-right alpha male podcasts as well. This whole idea that a woman who wants to have a career and like wants to make her own money and stuff like that is less attractive than a woman who wants to have children and wants to remain, a trad wife or what have you. Which is weird to me. That's weird to me. That is incredibly weird to me that people still think like that. that is incredibly real. That's incredibly weird. It's incredibly weird to me that people think that way. Wasn't there studies about how women's life and job improved after the pill/Roe v. Wade passes? Yeah, I believe that was a thing. Like, I believe that was a thing. USA seems developed and underdeveloped at times. Though the USA is almost completely underdeveloped. Okay, we are a third world country with a Gucci belt. Are you kidding me? We don't even have healthcare in the U.S. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
This is not about keeping abortion alive. This is about keeping the mother alive.
What? If you want to keep the mother alive, then let her get an abortion. There are many studies that show that getting an abortion is actually safer than carrying a full pregnancy to term. These people act like you're going to take a pill and just die the next day. Good Lord. Jesus. I think I watched it on a documentary about how the pill changed the world on Netflix, I think. Are you serious? That's crazy. That's crazy. She literally said, this won't take away emotional trauma. Girl, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's weird, y'all. It's weird. Who pays for unwanted childbirth? Yeah, we should take the unwanted children. Yeah, women having later. Yeah, that is true. Myopic women having children later on in life increases, allows them to increase their overall earning potential. Yeah, that is true. Because you had time when you were younger and when you had more energy and what have you to focus on your career. Both men and women, by the way, all people. Focus on their career, what have you. You know what I mean? Like it's best that you do that while you're young, and then have kids when you're a little bit later on down the road. Now, of course, like, the older you are when you have children, the more likely you are to not have successful pregnancies, and the more likely you are to for the child to be born with like birth defects, what have you. But just the point is, just let people have children when they want to fucking have children. Oh my god, like literally, that's just the whole point of like what I advocate for, what I've been saying. Just let people have children when they want to have children. Okay, just let them do that. Another thing as well, with the whole, I'm gonna say, where the hell did my chat go? Okay, so another thing with the whole banning contraceptives thing is that when they overturn abortion, what they're going to do is they're going to expand what qualifies as an abortion. You guys do understand that, right? You understand? This is what's going to happen, right? That when they when they overturn Roe v. Wade, it's not gonna stop there. It's going to what they're going to do is they're going to start targeting. They're going to start expanding what qualifies as an abortion. Get ready for all of the bad faith philosophical arguments about whether or not a condom is an abortion. Okay, they're coming. They're coming. They're going to be presented at city council meetings. You know, it's gonna be the next thing the Christians are gonna touch. Okay, it's just gonna be the next thing. Yeah, I think honestly, birth control is gonna get targeted first. Birth control is gonna get targeted first. It's always gotta be because remember, here in America, we eat from the wrong end. It's gonna be birth control first, and any sort of like pills like that, right? No more of the thing in your arm and what have you. They're going to ban that crap, or they're going to ban people from being able to get that anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. Neither do I, Beckett. Neither do I. I don't want to be here either. I don't want to be here all the time. I don't want to be here either, honestly. Like, I don't know. I don't want to. I feel you on that one, Beckett. I really do. I feel all of you, and all I can do is be here for the women in my life and for the women in my audience. That's all I can do. And, you know, also vote and advocacy. But I can't begin to understand or put myself in your shoes or in your position. I can't begin to fathom what it feels like right now. I doubt it's going to shift that far. If anything were to go, I would appreciate Plan B. It would be Plan B because that actually constitutes an abortion. Okay, but like I see the way you're giving the Republicans way too much credit, okay? We're talking right now, Myopic Times, about people who literally think that the Democrats eat babies because they're vampires and they prolong the whatever QAnon says, okay? We have people that believe that garbage, okay? Sorry, I'm a little tired right now, okay? We have people who believe that garbage, all right? We also have people that are convinced, and I mean very much convinced, that the LGBTQ plus community are nothing but groomers. They have literally almost nothing to back this up. Nothing to back up this very irrational, very reactionary viewpoint. Okay? They have nothing to back this up, but they think it. It's really weird. It's really scary. These people insist on dying on these hills. Okay? You're giving these people way too much credit. Keep in mind, these people didn't even understand what an ectopic pregnancy was. Mike DeWine, the Republican governor of Ohio, did not even understand what an ectopic pregnancy was. He didn't understand that. I think if Republicans went against things like condoms and the pill, even evangelics wouldn't be enough to keep this Republican Party afloat, and even like a 5% swing means they wouldn't win another election for years, except in hard red state. Okay, you say that, but here's the thing, and I'm talking from experience. So the place that I used to live, okay, Mason, Ohio. Those of you who were around when I was talking about Mason, Ohio's abortion ban, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Kathy Grossman, who was the previous mayor of Mason, Ohio, was going to try to pass an emergency bill to ban abortion and ban abortion clinics from setting up shop in Ohio. It was basically it was made drawn up by the same guy who made the Texas bill. Basically, dude's like going on a crusade across the country. Okay. And she thought she was going to be able to pass it because Mason was predominantly Republican. But to her dismay and to her surprise, I guess it wasn't as hardcore Republican as she thought it was, because she failed. I mean, the bill got passed, but then it got overturned after a month after we had our election, and she got overthrown. She got dethroned, and a new mayor was put in place, and what have you. The bill was overturned. All that jazz, right? So yeah, you're right. It would cause people to lose. It would cause Republicans to lose their base, but they don't think that. So it's still not going to stop them from trying to do it, because the thing is, these people don't know how much power they actually have. They think they have more power than they actually do. Okay, we know this because these people thought that they could literally overturn an election by just storming the Capitol building. Okay, that's how these people thought democracy worked. Okay, like these are not rational thinking people. All right, they're not. They only go so far with strategic planning, okay? These are not rational, good thinkers. So, you're right. It would probably cause a shift. But it still would not stop the Republicans from doing it, is the thing. Anyways, let's continue with this. Yeah, vote, organize. Take out sisters. Take the sisters out to get guns. Yeah, 100%. We do need to organize more.
And just because you have a...
And if you want to organize, Micah is also on the Discord server. In my Discord server, he has his own Discord server you can join. I recommend joining that, and I also recommend joining my Discord server. Link in the description. Link in bio. Yeah. Would recommend joining my Discord server. It's more of an activist focused sort of Discord server than a content creation focused sort of Discord server, as I use my TikTok mainly to spread activism and what have you. Yeah, this can help our movement with organization. It can help our movement with organization.
Emotional scars doesn't give you the right to take the life.
See, that's where she's wrong. I heavily disagree. It actually does give me the right. Emotional scars does give me the right. 100%. 100%. Listen, ladies, your reason for getting an abortion is the correct, right, fair, and just reason. Period. I don't care what your reasoning is. For me, it is the okay reason. It is the right reason. I trust that women, that women have the mental capacity, the mental fortitude, the responsibility to take care of and handle their own situations just as much as I can. Okay? I believe in every woman's right and ability to choose what she feels is the... Thank you for coming, Poppy. Thank you so much for coming. Sorry. It always throws a wrench in my gear when I read a chat out loud when I'm in the middle of something. I trust women, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I believe in every single one of you. I trust every single one of you to make the decision that you feel is correct and right for your body. That is what I believe. I'm not interested in having philosophical or hypothetical debates about this kind of stuff right now. I'm just not. I am just not. Yes, please chat. Make Poppy feel welcome. We will form a giant bear hug around this person, and we will welcome this person into the community. Again, join the Discord server to increase the discussion and to help with mobilization and more activism within our communities. Lord knows I'm probably about to be very active in my community. Well, I'm already active in my community because that's what I do for my day job. But yeah. Yes, make this person and anyone else who enters the Discord server, make them feel welcome, please. Make them feel welcome. They are a part of the house now. They are a part of the family. So, yeah, that is what I believe. Like I said, trust every woman. I trust every woman to make the right decision. I cannot stress that enough. I believe in you, ladies. I don't see why you guys would not be able to make the right decision. I mean, clearly you know more about your body than someone like frickin' Mike DeWine does, because you actually know that an ectopic pregnancy is not like a is not viable. Unfortunately, however, Mike DeWine and other Republicans don't seem to understand that. What's annoying about taking away birth control is that so many women in AFABs that I know take it for more than just a pregnancy preventative. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Sorry, we don't have a bot. We don't have a bot set up yet for the Discord server. But if you would like, because I know you said you came from TikTok, if you go to my TikTok, you can go to the bio. There will be a link tree. Click on that link tree. That's where all of my links are. That's even where some like abortion facts and statistics and what have you are. Some articles about abortion, what have you, are in the link tree in my bio. So go and check that out as well. If you guys need anything for, I know a lot of people on TikTok love to debate and what have you, and abortion is a heavily debated topic on TikTok. Thank you, Vigilante. Also, I have amazing people in my audience that are willing to do the heavy lifting for me, because I'm a lazy piece of garbage. So thank you so much, Vigilante. I also feel that every person should choose their own faith and beliefs and keep that to themselves. Yeah, that too, 100%. That as well. Also, that reminds me, what we can do is we can. I'm not even gonna say probably. We can, because this is the way in which I think this is our best bet in which we can protect abortion rights, and that is have it be under religious backing, because the United States, because in the United, I'm sorry, I'm looking at Twitch chat as well. In the United States, we are a country founded on religious freedom, the ability to worship whatever, however, whenever you want, with caveats, obviously, right? So technically, we could join. There was that one temple, that one church that was founded for trans people, basically, and trans affirmative care, stuff like that. We could join organizations like that. We could form our own organizations and what have you, religious organizations, and say, hey, by Tiamat, I am protected with my abortion rights and my trans therapy. I think Bologna would fight for trans rights. But then again, people would think that Bologna's just fighting to save the day, but really Bologna just loves to fight. But anyways, but doesn't this literally go against the Ninth Amendment? I don't know. All I know is that people are able to do things. You're able to have things protected under religion, basically. So we'll just say, hey, my religion is leftism. That's my religion. But in all seriousness, this might be the way in which we have to go. Is by saying that this is we're exercising our rights to these things via our religion. Everything is constitutional if the Supreme Court says it is. That is true. That is true. That's what it seems like, doesn't it? That's what it seems like. Can Satanists use their religious values to change policy? I think Republicans wouldn't like that. They wouldn't, but we very much could or Satanists could use their religion to protect their rights at the very least. For the most part, they could. Yeah, abortion is protected by the Satanic Temple. So, I mean, yeah. Thank you, Vigilante. That is true. Abortion is protected by the Satanic Temple. I'm so scared as a non-binary person. Like, trans issues is a wedge issue the right here is using in an attempt to keep power. Yeah, trans issues are actually, studies show that if you were to download TikTok by 8 a.m. and were to just start by consuming transphobic content and transphobic jokes, transphobic media, one could be indoctrinated into the far right by lunchtime. Like, you could be indoctrinated into the far right and into the and basically go down the alt-right pipeline. TikTok literally has like a secret slip and slide you can go down into and basically end up into the alt-right pipeline pretty much by lunchtime if you keep scrolling through TikTok. And it's all about being able to pick up very little subtle like dog whistles here and there and what have you is what it is too. Yeah, religions will be eventually attacked on the legislation front. That is true. There are already people like at the abortion the whole abortion ban thing that was happening in Mason, Ohio. At that meeting, there were people who were coming up that were saying that there is no such thing as a separation between church and state, and that if you live in America, that you have to be Christian if you live in America. I'm not lying. I'm not joking. If you guys want us to go over these meetings, we can, because I was supposed to go over them, but I never finished. But yeah, there were people who there was a guy who said basically that there is no separation within the Constitution, that there is no separation between church and state, and that America is a Christian nation. That is what he said in front of an entire crowd of people with his whole chest. This crazy guy said this with his whole chest. Not lying. Um, Terrifying, but unsurprising. Oh yeah. See, the thing is, I'm not. When I hear that stuff, like I'm not terrified. I'm just angered. Like I turn. I am a disciple of Chandra Nalaar from Magic the Gathering. Okay, when I get angry, my body catches fire. Like I am ready. My body is ready. Um. Anyways, yeah, it is preposterous, but he said that. He said that in front of the council, in front of a good portion of the community. This man got up there and said that there is no such thing as a separation between church and state. There are fascist churches in my backyard. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, you should open up a Supreme Court case yourself. Abortion is the first step. Yeah, abortion is the first step. Um, it is a religious reason. It is a religious reason because here's the thing: studies show that the best way to lower abortion rates is to support progressive policies. It's to support things such as comprehensive sex education. But see, Republicans don't want to support that type of stuff because when they do, that would, lower the chances of them having child brides. So they don't want to preach comprehensive sex education. The thing about having an educated populace is that when you have an educated populace, they can rise against you and call you out on your BS, basically. Or call you out on your BS, then rise against you. I had the two flip flopped. When you have an educated populace, that's what can happen. And that's what, in many cases, will happen when there's an educated populace and a government that is not adhering to the populace's best interests, or does not have the populace's best interest, the population's best interest at heart. Um, you do want a theocratic government? Absolutely. Go. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That is 100% a goal. That is 100% a goal these people have.